Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play. Mysterious JG tries to squeeze the last little bit out of Final Fantasy XIII-2. Not the Zodiac Brave story. So, I've got a couple new monsters in my paradigm. I've switched back to Zaz, Bunker Beast, and Lightning instead of Omega Weapon because of a very specific battle I've had problems with. But this is actually a battle I've won before off-screen using this paradigm. I think it's one of the last major, quote, accomplishments, in the sense that, you know, doing things in a video game is an accomplishment. Before, you'll notice the CP counts on Sarah and Noel are getting ridiculous. Because I've done a lot of off-screening since the last video. And by a lot, I mean probably a couple of hours while listening to... Put it this way, I got completely caught up on All Dragons Let's Play Final Fantasy Tactics, because yeah, I'll plug it. Why not? And some other stuff too. I even got back into watching old Retsu Praise for the first time in a long time, just while grinding for stuff to set up my new paradigms. But this is an old paradigm that I'm bringing back, because I beat this boss we'll be battling here off screen using this paradigm before dumping Lightning for Omega, because Omega seemed to do much better against another boss. So in this video, we're going to fight Poo Poo, which is the amusingly named cute little alien DLC boss. But this combo didn't really seem to do it that good for me against Ultros and Chupon, which is why I switched to Omega. But in fact, I've done a lot of off-screening because neither of those combos, whether I subbed in Lightning or Omega, nothing I was doing was putting any kind of hurting on Gilgamesh, a DLC boss. So eventually you'll see me busting out some new characters, including... just looking for people who are leveled up. So Chichu. You can go look up how to get this beast off screen. I was going to record getting this monster, but really there's nothing. Like, it's a secret. It's the kind of thing that in the age of game facts everybody can find. You'd never find this on your own. But you throw Mog into a bunch of flowers in the Arcalite Steppes, and you just, literally it's just a message that says you obtained, that has the monster crystal symbol Chichu. There's no cinematic, there's no nothing. You just get this creature that way. And it is an apparently massively overpowered commando. And I spent a lot of time leveling it up off screen and also feeding it some very specific... I fed it a bunch of very specific monsters, including capturing for the first time Tonberry, leveling it up to a certain point, blah, blah, blah. But I gave it very specific passive abilities that were noted here, and it is going to be the key to actually winning these DLC battles that I couldn't win. In addition to that, I've also leveled up a Ravager called Cloudburst, exclusively because of its... well, how do I see its... yeah, its Friendly Fire ability. Gives you... I've been ignoring those, like, monster feral attacks when using Omega, because its feral attack does damage, but then weakens Omega. But these monsters here, like Cloudburst has a feral attack that grants status boosts to your party. I think it just gives you gets elemental attack damage to your weapon. And then something I really wasn't expecting to get a whole lot about. You know, I really didn't think this was going to be a monster I'd be using. But apparently the super boss crushing strategies require you to use Goblin Chieftain, because I fed a whole bunch of monsters to it to give it lots of resistances and make it more powerful and give it enough hit points to survive, because it's not a powerful Sentinel hit point wise, but it's good enough to survive. And damn it, I didn't show you guys the main thing with Goblin Chieftain. I keep yeah, I'm not trying to hit buttons to get out of that menu game. Give me a chance here. Spirit Infusion. Enhance all allies' attributes. So basically, Its thing that it does when you use its feral attack is gives you, other than the elemental attacks to your weapons boons, it gives you all the other boons. So all of your super boss battle tactics involve using this thing's feral attack right before you stagger an enemy, so that when the enemy is staggered, you have all of the boosts, including Brave and Faith. And then Cloudburst is going to give you elemental attack damage, and XIII-2 just does... it seems to have a much... Like, nobody's talking about using lightning in their strategies. Like, the guide says she's a powerful commando, but nobody actually talks about using her. This thing has... Well, I leveled it up using a very specific pattern that was provided. And I believe the name of the I'll give them credit, to the extent that anyone is still... I mean, these threads that I'm digging up are like 10 years old or something like that. But there's a user on Neoseeker forums called Rain, who I believe originated this strategy. But this is the accepted strategy. And XIII-2's got like 1533 attack. Lightning, that's higher than lightning right now, although I built XIII-2 according to very specific instructions, and I may have messed up how I built lightning to make her not as powerful as she should be. But at any rate, I'm not actually going to switch over to that, because once I use that party, any failures I have at all are just down to my own incompetence, because this is a party that will allow you to defeat like super bosses in like less than 10 minutes. But we are going to go ahead and use a party that I kind of put together myself, and using oh, hold on. I do need to switch my equipment up, because I've got her using Durable Collector's Catalog, which serves no purpose right now. What do I have that she could be using? I actually made specific equipment too, and I don't remember exactly what I need to be using. Crap, I should have figured all this out before I started recording. I apologize. I don't have a lot of time this weekend, so I kind of need to get a couple of videos recorded in order to keep my series going. She had like a durable white cape or something like that. Oh, not white cape. White cape is the anti-poison. She had whichever one makes you immune to... don't think it's Kaiser Knuckle. I created gear to make her immune basically to fog. And now I cannot find... Oh, it was white cape. So somewhere there should be a durable white cape. And I suddenly can't find it. Maybe I didn't actually make it. Maybe I made it and then loaded state. Alright, I'm going to just give her a bunch of Hermes sandals then for now, and I'll figure it out between videos, because this is getting ridiculous, and I should be alright with whatever here. So something 40 would be good. Anything really, come on, give me something that uses 40. Rune bracelet, sure, that's fine. And we'll get better stuff going eventually. He's got Vampiric Strike, which isn't really all that useful, but it lines up with their current weapons. Their weapons were also upgraded off-screen by fighting Ochu, the boss that drops these weapons at a 10% rate, or 20% if you're using the Durable Collector's Catalog. So she now has the thing that does chain bonus 5, and he has the thing that does chain bonus 5, and it's great. Alright, so we're going to fight a boss that I should be able to beat, although... way too much, honestly. So I've already won this one, and I won it off screen, and at one point, in order to collect its crystal, I got to the point where I was able to beat it like clockwork, but I haven't fought Poo Poo in a while. That's kind of a lie. I had a quick fight against it off-screen last night, and it took me way longer than it was taking before when I was doing it all the time.
Come forth, Poo Poo.
Poo Poo. I am Cowpea.
Gather what parts your shattered ship needs and return to your home in the star.
So, wow, 10 minutes of talking before we got going. I apologize. But, yeah, this one here, folks, this should be a bit like Nabat. Like, I know I can beat this, but might not be as efficient as I was back when I was getting the crystal, collecting the crystals off screen. Because I was repeating the same battle over and over and really getting it down. So this one, you really can't just ignore these minions that are here because they will kill you. You need to wipe them out, and I'm using area of attack stuff on them to kill them as rapidly as possible. Because you don't get that long fighting this thing alone before it summons more. So we had a couple of turns there, which I used to get a couple of buffs applied to us. And now we need to get right back to trying to wipe these guys out. Preferably while they're still close together, so that as many of them are killed as possible by these attacks. And I already done screwed up. Like, that didn't take long at all. I waited a little too long before I started curing Sarah. Because you cannot spend a lot of time in these curing paradigms if you actually want to get a good, if you want to get good, star rating and actually be able to get the crystals or anything, you have to kill these guys fast. So she's already freaking dead again. I know I did this last night. I didn't win with like 5 stars, but I managed to get past this first phase of the fight, which seems to be beyond me right now. I probably need a paradigm where I have fighting with a sentinel rather than having either completely turtling or healing. It's the only time I'm using sentinels. This is annoying. Like, you get no real time between monsters. No real time between it summoning more guys. Eventually, you beat enough waves of these guys, it'll slow down a bit. But, like, you'll get a respite between where you get some chance to attack the mothership. But then, if you don't take it out, you sort of start from the beginning. And that's the thing. Balancing offense against defense in this fight is. They don't make it super easy for you. So I try to get at least a little bit of... The other thing I don't take advantage of that is like essential in all the super boss strategies is switching paradigms at specific times where the purpose of switching the paradigms is to give you a full meter. Because you don't have to wait for your meter to charge sometimes if you switch paradigms. Like, depending on how often you switch, you'll get a full meter immediately. Which means there are strategies that involve having, like, the same paradigm taking up 2 of your 6 slots so that you can switch back and forth between the same paradigm and keep doing the same attack, but just you're taking advantage of not rebuilding the meter every time. Enjoy! Did we take care of the poo-poos? Almost. We got one left. So we've got its meter up to 200, and we've got Deep Protect on it now, but... I'm just hoping that we've got some debuffs on it when it's finally time to finish the stagger and start attacking it for reals. There we do. Let's do Exploitation just quick. Try to get a couple more things on it. no, I don't want to do that. I was trying to do her... Oh, it's Noel I'm using, not Sarah. That's why. So that'll bring it up to 99.99. So we didn't quite finish it off in that one stagger, but we got it pretty bad. Badly hurt. So maybe with a bit of luck, splash damage from all this stuff we're doing now will be enough. But actually, both of my playable characters are about to die. So let's not have that happen. That's it. But what you don't want is when this mothership there is actually putting out enemies faster than you're taking them out. Because you can be fighting more than 3 at once. They killed Noel. You bastards. And they make adorable little noises too. So this is... We need some debuffs because, or buffs, because this isn't working. So that might give us a little survivability. And the timing wasn't bad on that potion because I hadn't really started damaging him yet. It does use that potion move, switch the wrong paradigm, to heal the minions up. But I mean, there's I don't think there's a strategy for this battle that involves just ignoring the individual poo-poos to concentrate on the ship. I believe you are meant to be attacking them, or else you're screwed. Time to die. Are you talking to them, or are you talking about yourself? We got like no chances to attack that thing. It is instantly on our ass. Stay right on their ass. I wish you would do quick lightning as far as taking them out. That would be really helpful. Nice thing about this fight is they don't do wound damage as most of these super bosses do. Because that gets super old, but the longer the fight goes, the shorter your maximum hit point meter is. So I got like nothing useful on it? Okay, I got deep protect. In theory that means they'll get wiped out by lightning's blitzes if they hit they're close enough to hit the UFO. But... Oh, damn it! Did it kill them both? No. I didn't think. Yeah, I saw Sarah's meter was low. I didn't really think Noah was in that much trouble. I might wanted to, instead of using Noel is a Ravager, and this one I'm spending most of the battle in. I've used things commando, so he could be using Blitz and doing a little more damage instead of building up meters as much. But yeah, I'm getting a shitty rating here. We should have been able to finish it off by now. And by it, I mean there's actually a segment of battle after you finished off the UFO, which is like it's short but risky. But we should have beaten the UFO. This is taking longer than it was supposed to take. I just can't. I can't turn the corner. So it's a very frenzied sort of battle. There are battles like against Shukon where you're spending decent lengths of time just kind of waiting to make sure that you're ready to defend on the right turn. And maybe I should be attacking the UFO more once I get them down to only 1 or 2 left. She just keeps dying. Yeah, but it's summoning more. I took the time to apply buffs, and it just started summoning more. That's in marking. Because you end up in an endless cycle fighting the minions, but you really can't ignore them, I don't think. I think if you ignore them, maybe the key is to keep it down to just 1 at a time. I don't know. I'm gonna get a terrible score, but I believe we're gonna win this one unless I screw up in the final form. And by final form, I mean second stage, because most of this battle is the first stage. But there is a little something that comes at the end that's still a little different flavor. And running out of things to say, other than the fact that this battle should have already been over by now. Okay, let's get Noel back before I game over here. This battle seems like it's been going on forever. Come up to you, poo-poo! It gave us that one opening where it stopped summoning guys, and we just didn't take enough advantage of it. Can't get its freaking meter up at all. sometimes you just get them killed off really fast, and sometimes Noel dies just when you thought you were doing really well. It has everything to do with damaging them before they really get separated from each other, and they're still all taking splash damage from the Aga spells and Blitz. Now, why we're fighting these cute little aliens is kind of a different question. Can't let the Sentinel die. That'll be really bad. Enjoy.
I'll be quick.
I tended to go to like the middle of the alphabetical list of them without really knowing exactly where they're positioned. I just figured that one will probably be near the middle. Yeah, this is... I'm getting really irritated by this one now. Because at one point I had this down to a science, exactly how many turns to do every paradigm before it was really time to start attacking the UFO. But now I'm like, I never react fast enough to get any useful damage in on the UFO. And I really need, I'm realizing, to have a paradigm where we can either be attacking or maybe even putting on buffs with the Sentinel in place. The only thing I can do with a Sentinel in place is heal. At least this is one that this boss does not heal. It does, however, constantly generate new guys. You cannot outlast these new poo-poos arriving, by the way. It gets up to poo-poo Z, it just goes right back. Yeah, this is not the most artful example of this fight you'll ever see, but we should still win. Start getting some stuff applied. Like, even just Protect and Shell are useful to help me last a little longer between all of its nonsense. It's so freaking close to going down, though. I don't think I'm going to be staggering it again. I got killed while I was switching guys. Or trying to switch paradigms. Which means I lost all the cool buffs that we put on Sarah. Try Cerberus X. Okay, Cerberus X didn't work that good. And all of our freaking... Yeah, all of those efforts to get all that stuff applied has been kind of not. Fine, let's do Army of One. Maybe it'll do something useful for us. I'm hoping it's attacking the UFO. This is so freaking close to being dead, and I can't finish it off. Every time we switch away for any length of time, somebody gets killed. There's way easier ways to do this, I would think. Like, I probably should be busting out the super party that we're going to use against Gilgamesh, but I wanted to try to do this, quote, legit, in terms of do it with a group that I was able to actually do myself. See if we can keep its stagger meter going. No, we instantly lost Lightning, or Bunker Beast, whichever. We lost from monster stuff. So there's probably better strategies here. There, we finally got rid of the UFO itself, I think. Okay, so that killed everybody. I knew we took damage from that, but I thought we would be okay if we were in because they're going to get ready to do Meteor now. That's kind of their thing now, is they go for Meteor periodically. And you just have to keep attacking them as best you can, while periodically defending against Meteor. You just have to be prepared whenever to defend against Meteor. It looks like I got caught by Meteor there, apparently, because either that or we just died regular styles. Because now, if you get a whole bunch of them on field at once, regardless of how many were there when you beat that mon. Oh. Yeah, so this part you can win really quickly if you know exactly what you're doing, but I've gotten kind of a terrible start going here. Do I? Nope, need to go switch to Tortoise right away. Because they don't do any less damage from you killing more of them with Meteor. You just need to switch to Tortoise as soon as it starts. We're finally seeing some wound damage now, I think. So I keep not being sure when it's safe to attack. But you can't get greedy, because you get killed by Meteor. That time I wasn't even coming. I was a little early that time, but had really bad luck with not going early. Now we just finished this guy. And that took way longer than it should have. We'll probably get 0 stars, yep. But at least I finished it. Alright, guys. Technically, I'm kind of enjoying the game despite the horrible performance, but I actually kind of need to get some videos recorded on another series. So let's hear the message of praise from the head of the Coliseum, even though we did a terrible job on that. No, just a few CP, no spoils because we took way too long. You can do that much faster. You can get much better at getting in. You can certainly search for another YouTube video of how to do that fight. You can probably win that fight in 3 minutes with exactly the right setup. But for me, I'm calling that a win. And that might be the last battle you see me using anything other than the super invincible setup that was provided by Googling how to defeat Gilgamesh, because once I've got that set up and I'm used to using it, I'm probably going to use essentially the same tactic against all the remaining DLC battles. And I expect that winning the game with the Paradox Scope active will be harder than winning the game normally, but I'm still expecting it to almost certainly be easier, those final boss battles, than the toughest of the DLC fights. At any rate, I'm the Mysterious JG. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.